Have you ever felt like something is holding you back from reaching your goals? You might find yourself overwhelmed with tasks but achieving little, or you have a deep desire to create but hesitate to take the first step. The truth is, every creative person faces inner resistance that prevents them from reaching their full potential. In this video, we'll uncover the difference between an amateur and professional, why many people fall into the trap of hierarchical thinking instead of discovering their true strengths, and how to overcome procrastination, deal with fear, and develop a mindset that drives success and consistency. If you're looking for the real motivation to move toward your dreams, this video will shift your perspective. Get ready to unleash the professional within you and share your gift with the world. First, the skill of prioritization. There are times when we struggle with distractions due to the overwhelming number of tasks and limited time. We reach a state of frustration and lack of confidence, and sometimes we find ourselves merely thinking about all these tasks without actually accomplishing anything. The truth is that what we suffer from is our own doing, not the overwhelming pressure itself. At that point, we ask ourselves, where is the solution? The solution, in short, lies in mastering a crucial skill, the skill of prioritization. This skill requires taking a moment to pause, reflect calmly on all aspects of our lives, identify what is most important, then what is less important, and start taking action accordingly. Each of us lives between two realities, a practical side rooted in daily life and an imaginative side that exists only in our minds. We always dream of becoming those ideal versions of ourselves that we envision, but certain obstacles prevent us from achieving that. These obstacles could be a lack of self-confidence, procrastination, or the absence of opportunity. This condition is described as hesitation and a reluctance to be creative, which continues to hold us back from achieving our aspirations. The author reminds us of the story of a woman who was diagnosed with cancer and was told she had only 6 months to live. Immediately, she resigned from her job and pursued what she had always dreamed of, writing poetry and studying classical languages. Later, she received the news that she had miraculously recovered. She had reached a point where she believed she had nothing to lose. So she let go of all fear and fully embraced what remained of her life. But do we really need to reach such a moment to break free from our resistance to creativity? Of course not. So, what is it that scares you from taking one step forward? Second, inner resistance and reluctance to create. To understand our state clearly, we must first recognize what is holding us back so we can overcome it. One of the biggest obstacles to creativity is inner resistance, a subtle yet powerful feeling that we can only sense within ourselves. It manifests as negative energy that distracts us, preventing us from moving forward. This resistance is an internal struggle, but the key thing to remember is that it intensifies the closer we get to success. It behaves like an enemy that uses every last bit of strength to stop us in our tracks. Moreover, as we approach victory, we may also encounter external allies of this resistance, people around us who try to belittle our efforts. That's why we must be prepared and build strong defenses against both internal and external obstacles. One of the first symptoms of inner resistance is procrastination. We often postpone the most important projects in our lives, delaying what truly matters. Another symptom is self-medication, where we consume products or distractions to create a false sense of comfort and happiness, instead of pausing to reflect on our true emotions. Additionally, resistance can manifest in playing the victim, blaming circumstances or others for our lack of progress. Unhappiness is another symptom, and here, it's crucial to separate our emotional state from taking action. Resistance also appears as criticism, whether directed at ourselves or others, along with self-doubt, fear, and even love, particularly when it's tied to an intense attachment to our goals. Third, the other side of seeking support. One of the most unexpected symptoms of resistance is seeking support. We often believe that asking for encouragement from loved ones and colleagues is essential, but in many cases, it has a negative impact. Relying too much on external support can weaken our ability to manage our creativity and independent thinking. The author compares this to sailing a ship. Others can only wave goodbye from the shore, but the journey is ours alone to navigate. Another major form of resistance is justification, which serves as its right-hand ally. We justify every hesitation or failure we encounter while pursuing our work, making excuses instead of pushing forward. Your mission in life is not to shape yourself into an ideal version of who you think you should be. Instead, it is to discover your abilities and fulfill the purpose for which you were brought into this world. If you were born to be a writer, then you must be the kind of writer whose words bring value to others. If you were meant to inspire, then you must be the guiding hand that lifts those in need. The moment a person transforms from a mere dreamer into a professional is the moment they conquer all that stands in their way. Fourth, the traits that distinguish a professional from an amateur. The first defining trait of a professional is persistence. They continue moving toward their goal regardless of bad days, boredom, or challenges. They remain committed to their work and mission, refusing to let their goals down. A true professional understands that their efforts may serve a greater purpose, such as supporting their family or educating their children, so they do not abandon those who rely on them. A professional also never stops learning and accepts both praise and criticism with an open mind. They possess patience, handling the pressures of multiple tasks without losing focus. Courage is another key trait. They recognize that fear is natural but do not let it control them. Instead, they confront fear and overcome it through action. Unlike an amateur, a professional does not make excuses or allow their skills and achievements to negatively impact their relationships with others. Most importantly, they're always prepared for setbacks, challenges, and pain, knowing that these are temporary struggles caused by resistance. They push forward, proving their worth without letting external judgments weaken their enthusiasm. At the same time, a professional understands their limitations and is not afraid to seek advice from those with more experience. They do not blame themselves unnecessarily, but instead focus on growth and continuous improvement. Fifth, hierarchical versus spatial thinking, and your gift to the world. The author highlights a common belief we were raised with, the hierarchical mindset. This mindset suggests that success is determined by climbing a structured ladder, where people evaluate their happiness based on their current rank. However, creatives and artists should not fall into the trap of competing for positions or measuring their worth by external rankings. When people adopt this way of thinking, they start treating others based on their status rather than valuing their unique qualities. Instead, true creativity should come from passion, self-respect, and personal expression rather than shallow comparisons. On the other hand, spatial thinking is the opposite of hierarchy. It means understanding your strengths and building upon them. Identifying and developing your strengths is crucial because they provide the best foundation for success. For instance, if your strength lies in influencing people in leadership, then you are naturally positioned to guide a team toward greater achievements. Unlike hierarchical thinking, spatial thinking empowers you without relying on external validation, making it essential to nurture and refine your abilities. To determine whether you lean toward hierarchical or spatial thinking, ask yourself, how do you react under stress? Do you always seek external support, or do you pause, reflect, and find solutions on your own? Why do you pursue your field? Are you in it out of passion, or just to gain recognition and approval from others? Once you adopt a spatial mindset, you'll realize that your next step is simply to take action and experiment until you discover your unique strengths in any field. Your work is not just for your benefit. It will impact your family, your country, and the world. So, remember this, your duty is to share your gift with the world. In conclusion, remember that the path to success is not always smooth. It requires you to face inner resistance, challenges, and moments of doubt. But with determination, patience, and the ability to discover your true strengths, you can overcome anything that stands in your way. Always be ready for the next step, and don't let anyone or anything stop you. Start today by moving toward your goal, and don't wait for the perfect moment. The world needs your gift, so don't miss the opportunity to share it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the message with those who need it. Stay on the right track toward achieving your dreams.